Hi, this is David from Luminous AI, and you're going to join me now on my third video of the retreat booking system in make.com, integrated in the Shopify website, using Jotform, Airtable. Now we're going to look into the payment gateway. I made a bonus video yesterday of doing, so I'm working with Xendit for the system I built because we are an Indonesian company. But I did a bonus video for Stripe, so what I'll probably do is do the same again. I'll show you our Xendit build, and then later on I'm going to record how you would do this if you were to be using Stripe as your payment gateway. So if you join me over in make.com, we're going to be focused on these sections here, which is basically the filters, how we end up going down different routes. So this is our less than 3 months, this is our 3 to 6 months, and this is our beyond, the booking is more than 6 months ahead. So basically we're just sending them a receipt. This will be a receipt, welcome email, and a invoice for the second deposit or second installment, and then this one here would be welcome email, receipt for the deposit, and then a combined second and final installment. So logical place for me to show you now would be the Airtable. So we have a formula inside of Airtable here where, if you can see here, we've got 3 months, 6 months, standard. So standard, 3 months, 6 months. So standard would be 6 months and beyond. 6 months would be the 3 to 6 month window, where they would need to pay the second installment after paying the deposit, and then 3 months would be the combined, and so on. So the formula for this is if date time is different between the retreat date, so that's the start date of the retreat, and date, so we'll do months minus 3, then we print email 3 months. If date time underscore diff retreat date minus, and then 6 months, then we put email 6 months. Otherwise, it's email standard. So inside of our make.com, we have this router, and then three different filter stages. So for 3 months, if it's less than 3 months, we want to know if the payer email from the webhook module equals the same. So we've got email. Deposit paid equals no. So if the deposit's not paid, then we go down this route. It will make sense further in the build series where you understand if the deposit's paid or not. If the welcome email run says equals 3 months, so that will be our combined. Similar stage here, email equals deposit paid no, but the email welcome email run is 6 months, so that would be the standard route, and then email standard. Sorry, not email. This one would be normal. This one would be minus. So once we know which route they're taking, I need to get the today's currency rate, because our website, we charge them in AUD. So I'm going to free currency. If I go to this website now, perhaps we can take a look at it. So I'll do the login. So we're in the request playground. So basically I can do a test API call. So I want to get the base currency as AUD. Make sure I select, and then IDR as the conversion currency. So we can run a test, generate a request URL. And then here you can see the exchange rate is 10,540 rupiah to 1 AUD. If we copy this, and I will get the notepad. We have our URL that we need to call, which is API freecurrency API.com v1 latest, then there's a question mark. We will pass through our API key in the header. So API key equals, and then I'm going to blur this bit out, but it's FCA live and then my unique URL, API key. And then finally we have API currencies equals IDR and base equals currency AUD. So if I bring that up in our make.com, sorry, over here, we have our API, we have the key, which I'm going to blur out. I'm going to zoom fast, okay, and then scroll back up. So we have currencies equals IDR, base currency equals AUD. If I can just pop this up now. There we are. So we had the header before. Sorry, the URL. We have the API key. We have currencies, and we do base currency, which is the same as the base currency here, and AUD. Okay, so if I want to do a test myself now, I can click write, run this, and we should get a similar result. So cookies header data is 10,540. From there, I want to then pass basically the output. So we're getting this as an array. So it's data equals data, and then we've got I don't know if you can see here. Yeah. So I'm going to pass this through a JSON filter. If I click run this module once, let's pass through this data here. Copy. There we are. Now we've got usable JSON. I can now pass this through here. So to create an invoice in Xendit, again, I'm going to have to blur this out. We need to go to Xendit V2 Invoices. So if I go to the documentation, this is on developers.xendit.co. I can't zoom in on there, unfortunately. But API reference, hashtag create invoice. So to create an invoice, we need to call this URL here, which is, Xendit, as I said earlier, then we post in the header, we have to pass in our header, which is basically the API key, but it's run through a base 64. And then this is the expected JSON format for all of the information we want to pass through. So I'm passing through from Airtable, I'm creating a customer name based on the, an invoice name based on the retreat, the amount value, a description of what the invoice is for, how long the invoice is open. I pass through the customer details, and then I'm not doing any notification preferences or updates on reminders. Successful payment, we're not doing anything with. Currency we're using. And then in the items, I'm also passing through what the description is there. So we're not giving them the URL for what the product is. But there's so much information you can pass through on the Xendit API call. So if we go back through, I'll jump down really fast. So there we are. So external ID, combined installment for retreat, and the amount is the rounded number from here because I don't need everything. The call is so large. All I need is 10,540. I don't need after the decimal point, so I'm using the round up to the nearest whole number. round up to the nearest whole number times the combined instalment amount will give me my value in IDR. If you're not familiar with this section here, it's from the numbers, the math functions. It's just multiplied by. So it's the data multiplied by the combined instalment amount. That will give me the final instalment, etc., and all the way through. And then there's the description: combined instalment, quantity 1, same again, priced in IDR, priced in IDR. So if I run this module here, we'll put 10,540. We'll give it a name. Combined amount of this much, second installment of this much, final installment of, just make sure, just so those of you watching, the numbers add up. 1395. Sheet duration, name David, final name Smith. Okay, click OK. We should get a 200 code now. Looks like it's successful to me. 200. Okay, so let's open this up. We have all of this information here. So the external ID is combined installment for Ella's retreat. There's a merchant. There is a merchant picture. This is the combined installment for, I'll zoom in again. This is the combined installment, combined second installment for 1,395 for Wacky Jackie's retreat with Ella's retreat, which will take place on, there's the date. Wacky Jackie is now a fully Indonesian company, hence the price is shown in Indonesian rupiah, but it's been correctly adjusted to the base based on the US AUD benchmark. 2,300 is calculated on 10,540 IDR. But this is the useful bit for me. I can pass this here into an invoice and create a button. So basically we create an invoice, and when they click on the button inside the invoice, sorry, I'll zoom out, we will get redirected to this page here. So they have the option to pay with debit card. So it's for 2,388. So there's a slight discrepancy between the free API and the bank's offered exchange rate, which is difficult to deal with, but so long as we're getting close enough, then happy. So let me come back to the main screen. The build has gone on a little bit. I had to re-record because I made an error during the free API. I forgot to select AUD, so I've had to record again. I will cap the video here, and then video number 4 is going to be that creation of a PDF invoice inside of Google Slides, formerly Google Presentation, where they get a description, a nice tailored, customized email, fully automated, a button to pay the payment link, and they're redirected to this Xendit payment. For those of you interested in doing this with a different payment provider, perhaps Stripe.com, then you'll probably want to watch the video that I'm about to record after this in this corner here. I'll put a link to it here. Okay, thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed, please stick around. Please consider subscribing because this build's going to continue. Then I'll be doing my next project after that. So currently this is a customer project. I've got in the background, I'm working on my own YouTube automations, which creating back references to YouTube inside of Instagram posts, LinkedIn posts, Twitter posts. I'm also embedding the video inside of LinkedIn to gain more traction. How I'm going to build a form and have that embedded underneath each video. This is more to come. So loads more coming out of this channel. So please consider subscribing and leave me some comments and feedback. Hopefully the audio is better now. I believe I've got everything set up okay. So yeah, thanks, and see you on the next video.